Hello, everybody. Arturo Johnson here. Happy Thursday. And in today's video, I'm so excited. I have a great announcement. And so, if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about something amazing that you don't want to miss. And so, I woke up this morning really excited and inspired. And I know today is Thursday and it's Dow Day for most. So, I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and share with you all some valuable information, right? And if you missed the training that I did yesterday, you might want to go back and watch that because in yesterday's training, I went through a step-by-step process on how to have clients chasing you, right? And not just saying it, I went through and showed you exactly what it looks like, the numbers behind it, and how to do it. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to show you how you can get that information. And so today I just wanted to kind of speak to the agents today because we're in the throes of it, right? Today's Thursday. I know a lot of guys are making dials and making calls. And so if you are an agent kind of taking a break right now and making dials, let me know how many appointments you have already set today because I want to celebrate you guys, right? And so also let me know what your goal is. You know, is it to set 5? Is it to set 10? Because this is important. And my question to you guys is how many of you guys love Dial Day, right? And the reason why that's important is because today's training is all about how to set more appointments without Dial Day. And so, is that even possible? What do you think? I mean, there's got to be a different way, right? So today, instead of just talking about it, I'm going to show you guys some proof. And I have some results from some of my top students in the program. And it's one of those things where sometimes you hear someone say it, but sometimes you need to see it for yourself. And so here's the proof. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking here and let you see some of what's possible. But before I get to that, go ahead and click the heart button, as well as let me know how many appointments you guys have set for today already. And if this video is helpful, you can go ahead and book a call by using this link, and you can speak directly with myself or someone from my team, and we can share with you exactly how to make this process possible for you. What I'm doing for you, I already knew worked, but a lot of agents are they're too scared of the technicals to go ahead and implement and set this up, right? Because this stuff's at the end of the training, but people don't really do it. They start with the leads, and once the leads come in, they just stop. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and set this up because let's take a step back. And the other reason why I don't really set it up for them is because, like I said, it's usually not that they think that they have a lead problem. They also have a sales problem. They're just not good at making sales. So, all right. Now that I know that it's both, right? So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and set this up because there's not a sales problem here. And if the lead works and you're selling the leads, you know, selling the appointments is going to be the thing. And I remember you saying the first couple ones that you made sales from were from women who had booked themselves. So I put two and two together and I was like, okay, I got some downtime. Let me just test this out and set this up. And I mean, I knew it worked because I use it every single day in my own business. You know, what sales, when you get to a level like this, when you can really start to like see how everything kind of slows down, it makes it really simple, right? And this is just the beginning, because then the next thing is, okay, you know, my next thing is figuring out, all right, how can we do more of the high premium stuff, right? And
see, that's what I'm trying to do with the people that I'm getting. Like I did $2,200 this morning, ADP off of that lead, off of one of those leads. Young lady had her mom. She was getting insurance for her mom, and like I always do at the end, you know, I always tell them, listen, I specialize in this, but I do everything, you know, and I try to sell them on. I'm your agent, and I can do mortgage protection, I can do retirement plan, I can do it all. So, you know, if you look at me as your agent for you, I want you to look at me as your agent for your family. I've already gotten 2 or 3 referrals, probably more than that actually, from customers.
Yeah, and
And
you
I
said the
literally had
lead
people
came
say,
in
call me and
one,
say, hey, Greg, you the man. I heard you the person I need to talk to. And
and
that's
that's
it.
where you want to be because that's when. So imagine having 10 to 20 conversations like that, right, in a week, in a month, 6 months from now. You got to turn business down, man, because you don't have
Right,
time. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So tell me that lead. That was that a fully booked appointment or a lead that came in?
Yeah, it was fully booked. Yeah, I got, actually, I got one that came in right around the time that we spoke yesterday, right around 4 o'clock, my time. And then I had two come in since then. And what's funny, and I don't know, they're men. The two that came in after that conversation, Antonio Harris and Roosevelt Terry. Roosevelt didn't answer, and Antonio is tomorrow. And then the one that I did sell is, hold on. Yeah, she was Tari Jones, which came in, I think it came in on Monday or Tuesday, Monday early morning, either Sunday night or Monday morning. And she booked for the day at 6 o'clock my time, which is 9 Eastern. And it went like that. I mean, she had filled out the information about her mom. She was getting coverage for her mom, and I mean, literally 30 minutes into the call, she was ready to do it, and it was like $187 a month.
Yeah. Wow. Been around the block a couple times, so I saw an opportunity here, but I wasn't really sure if the vehicle was the right vehicle to get me
See,
there.
that was my mindset exactly. Because
Mm-hmm.
like when I came in that pandemic time, that's all I knew, and I was buying the $2 leads and getting 100 of them and going through 200 names and talking to 10 people, or just hung up and just every time I dialed, it was like, man, this is not the way. I knew it, but I had to do it because there was no other way, for me to save money and come in and get some income built up first. And so I was always looking, and that's where, like I said, I got bid on it once, but then, like I said, I stumbled on you, and by the grace of God, man, I'm telling you, and then, one of them days, I was like, what I got to lose? You know, set it up, see what they're talking about. They're not going to talk you into doing things you don't want to do. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Because I'm a gut person all day long. Instincts are something else to deal with. So that instinct was good. Like I said, I'm telling you, man, this has been, yeah. Even like going on to the appointment I had today. I was sitting at almost 600 AP for the week. The weekend's tomorrow. I got 5 more appointments, and I'm already sitting at 2,800. Just off of one deal. You know what I'm saying? So I know out of those 5, I feel very good that I'm gonna probably get 2 of them. Is what my head is saying at the worst. So I'm thinking, I'm sitting on another $4,000 or $5,000 a week. And that's to me, when you can prepare, even based on the questions that we ask now, when you can prepare 20, 30 minutes for a lead instead of getting on the phone, hoping you get it, preparing your mind for that, then preparing you to go out on the hoping answer the door. When you can prepare and you got all the questions in front of you. I already knew what I was going to show this lady. She said her mom had a stroke. She was 76 years old. I already knew what she was going to get. So what is my concentration? My whole thing was like that funnel. I started out here and I put it right down to where I needed her to be at the end of that call, and it was like that. Because I already knew prior to what I was going to show this lady, where I had to get her mindset on.
And it's very important for guys to see what's possible, right?
Mm-hmm,
Because the
mm-hmm.
more that they see is possible, right, the more that they can achieve the goal, which is like the story of Roger Bannister, right? The guy who ran the 4 minute mile. So,
Right.
before then, nobody ever thought that feat could happen, right?
Oh yeah.
And then after he ran that 4 minute mile, shortly after, a high school kid did it. Before more people did it within that same year, right? So in the
Right.
history of humankind, people didn't think it was possible. One person broke through that barrier and changed the game. And it's kind of where we are with this process with you, right? It's like somebody has not just had this system, they had to be good at what they do, have a genuine compassion that want to really help people, right? And not
Mm-hmm.
use this to kind of manipulate people. And so when you have this thing that kind of come together, what we've done, you know, it really what's the word I'm trying to use? It really makes this proven, right? So with
Right.
this, without you, this system doesn't work, and without this system, you
System.
probably
I don't
wouldn't
work.
be in this business, right? All
Right.
righty. So today we have Henry Melson. He's one of the newest members of the Attracting Unlimited Millionaires Community Program, and he's been in the program a little over a month. And so we just wanted to have him on today. So Henry, thank you for hopping on. Would you do us a favor and share a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and your occupation?
Sure. I'm Henry Nelson in Buffalo, New York. I'm an insurance agent currently with Bankers Life, but I've been in the business for about 7 years now. Just over the last year, I've been working part time with a goal of getting back in full time, but I wanted to go completely virtual, so I'm glad I found the program.
Awesome, awesome. So tell me a little bit about that. So you tell me a little bit about your journey, 7 years in. Wow, that's a pretty long tenure. Can you just let's take a step back and just talk about 7 years ago up until up to a couple of months ago when we first connected.
Sure. So I started out at combined insurance, and the goal was to just make some money, get my foot in the door with the insurance or financial services industry. I didn't really have a 100% understanding of my direction there, but I learned a lot. It was a great experience. So I was there for about a year. I got recruited to come to Mutual Omaha, and that's where I learned about the financial advising side of the business. So I came over there. I was there for about 3.5 years, and I learned a lot more. Like this, my whole mind just exploded. Uh, my world was expanded based on the information I got there, and I did okay. I did do okay, but I left the business after that for about a year and went into banking. But I was so miserable, so I was like, I gotta get back into it. Um, I found some of the guys from Mutual Omaha. They were like, "Hey, come over here. This is what we're doing now," because Mutual Omaha stopped doing business in New York State. Any new business, so they just shut down their operations. So we had to. Everyone had to find something else anyway. So I came back into it and went to Mass Mutual, and that was another great experience. But I did not do nearly as well as I wanted to, so it was quite discouraging. So fast forward another year or so, I bounce around again over to Banker's Life, and that's where I'm currently at. So I've been there for 2 years now, and now I'm just at the place where I'm like, hey, I don't want to do anything I used to do because I've seen the cycles before. I get motivated, I get started, I make a bunch of calls. Um, the it kind of just fizzles out over time. So now, when I found your stuff online, I was like, hey, this might be an opportunity for me to check out because there has to be some sustainability in this business, but I just haven't seen it yet. So I was really, really glad to run across your program.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of agents that will be listening to this, they'll be in that same place, right? Talk to me about those cycles, right? Because that's the most important. That's the part of the business, the most important part, but that's the least talked about is those cycles. So can you kind of expound on that a little bit? Like, what are those cycles that you're referring to?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So there's the brand new cycle, the first starting out phase of you coming to any company or any signing up with any carrier. Um, There's that either Project 200, Project 50, whatever they want to call it, where you get your friends and family on a list, and you go through that list, you bang it out, you try to gather as many referrals as you can, friends and family. And I had gone through that a few times, and I'm like, there's no way I'm doing it again. I'm just not doing that same process again. So that gives you some traction. It may give you none, depending on who you are and who your circle is. Then there's another cycle of, hey, if you're a life agent, we already know around Christmas time, there's pretty much going to be very little business. And I got introduced to Medicare a few years ago, and they're like, hey, let's everyone ramp up for AEP, open enrollment. And I'm like, yeah, I did it for a few seasons. And I'm like, I really don't like Medicare sales. I really want to focus on life sales. So there was just ebbs and flows at different times of the year, different once you just kind of like go through a certain set of leads, or you go through your current network, it's like you can only get so far. Um, so I would do a lot of other marketing, but there was always just the up and down cycle of, hey, I'm gonna get some traction by in the beginning. It's going to plateau at some point, and then it's actually going to decline. So, if you don't constantly have a steady source of warm leads or fresh leads, which can get really, really expensive, and everyone's working them. So it's just like, hey, what are you going to do to differentiate yourself within your company, within your market, and within, those who are around you? So, my goal was to find some leads that were warm to hot, that I didn't have to work so hard at, and I didn't have to spend um, 20 to 30 hours out of the week with the prospecting, with the follow up, and running around town just to get stiffed. So I wanted to find a way to get this thing done. It's really, I really did burn myself out at some times. That put a lot of wear and tear on my vehicles over the years. So I'm
Yeah,
just trying, yeah.
and that burnout. So what's that like? Because you have that high of like something working, and then it kind of fizzles out, and then you see that cycle happen multiple times, right? And then you kind of hit this wall. So what's that burnout kind of like?
Yeah, the burnout is a place where um, you're not seeing enough return for the amount of work and the amount of money that you put into it. So it's me said having a day full of 6 to 8 appointments. I'm running around, and something always happens during the day. You catch a flat tire, you run out of gas because you were just so busy not thinking to put any more gas in the car. You forget to take your lunch, so you're starving the whole day. You're running around just not having enough time. You miss things here and there. Miss a signature, so you got to go back to a client. It's just all of the little things that manage this business. The insurance business can get very, very complicated, but I have a full belief that it doesn't have to be. If you know your process, if you know exactly what to do, and if you optimize your process, you don't have to be worn out all the time. So you do all those things that I just mentioned before. All those life events happen throughout the day, and then either number one, there's either declines that you weren't expecting unexpectedly. There were chargebacks that you weren't expecting. There were other things that were going on, but you realize, hey, maybe I didn't do enough good enough job qualifying my leads in the beginning. Maybe I didn't warm them up enough. So there was so much to it. But either way, at the end of the day, there was just not enough return for the amount of energy and money that I invested.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's great. And so, yeah, when you look at that position, right? So it's that thing that you're looking for. So what specifically were you looking for when you found us? And actually, let me take a step back. How did you come across the course and our program, anyways?
Yeah, so I found you on Facebook. It was an advertisement, and there was a picture of you behind your desk, just with your head down, working on those leads, and it was something to the effect of you making all those calls or call days or something like that, and I felt that. That hit me so hard because I hate call days. I just, I just don't feel it. I just don't want to. I just don't like to sit there all day marketing. I'll do it. I'm good at it. I'm really good at it. I can get a lot of appointments done, but I just don't want to do it. Um, and I just felt like there was a better way. So that message resonated with me. So I clicked the link um, to watch the video. I put my email in. I watched the video and I said, I don't know about this. So you kept emailing me and you kept emailing me. So I started watching it over time. So it took me about 3 months, honestly, watching videos. And I got to a place where I'm like, hey, I really need to get serious about this because there's something to it. I was watching the testimonial videos to just kind of solidify everything. And I'm like, hey, there's something here. So the results were just insane. There was one guy who was getting like 19 appointments in his first week or something like that. And I was like, that's crazy. It wasn't even really about the money, it was about the activity that he was able to generate. that really was exciting to me.
Got it. Yeah, and that's what's important to a lot of guys because you know there's a saying when I was in the business that um, if you have the activity, the premium will come, right? And so a lot of guys are getting stuck at this number, but they're not realizing it's like you need to have a qualified process to where you're thinking in abundance to, you get up and you look at your calendar or you look at your messages. If those things are full psychologically for a rep or an agent, right? You're thinking in abundance. Something's good is going to happen throughout the course of the week, throughout the course of the month, right? Great.
Absolutely.
So let's transition into obviously the program, right? So, you've been in the program a little over a month. Would you mind just sharing a little bit about some of the results that you've gotten so far?
Absolutely. So, in the last month or so, I have found a tremendous results with the LinkedIn campaign. I've been able to connect, actually double. I literally doubled to the number my actual connections on LinkedIn. That's in a matter of about 2.5 weeks. It wasn't even that hard. Using the system that is in place there, I found the conversation. It's a phenomenal conversation opener. It's a phenomenal lead in, and I've captured the attention of so many professionals in my target market who are able to now sit down with their filling up my calendar. So today, not today, excuse me, this week I already have 7 appointments just off of LinkedIn alone. And so lately started implementing the Facebook ads, and I have two ads running right now under the same campaign, and one is way outperforming the other. I literally just had like 7 leads overnight off of just one ad, and so we're just waiting for all those results to just come in and start converting into sales. But I see the activity, I follow the program step by step, and I'm just fine tuning things to work properly for me, and I'm starting to see the results.
Awesome. And so, obviously, we live in an age where, skepticism is there, right? But when you look at the old methods of cold calling, door knocking, right, and just beating up the phones on those dial days, what do you say to those guys where you're smiling on this call, right? Like, I've got things coming in overnight, or like I've got 7 appointments when I look down, for the week, and that's because you didn't have to exhaust all of that effort and energy that you had before, right? It's one of those things where we got a system to where it's only going to get better from here, right? We're only going to make this. This is only going to get more efficient. So, what would you say to the people who are watching this video that are agents that are kind of on the fence, kind of like you, right? They've gone through, they've looked at a couple of things, I've gotten their attention, and they've probably been watching a couple of videos for a few months, and they're kind of on the fence and looking to take that next step.
Well, guys, you have to take the time to invest in yourself. I heard a saying from a guy in the business who's very successful. He said either you're going to invest the time and energy, or you're going to invest money. But you'll find what I found since investing the money is I've been able to maximize both. The energy that I spent is more on the important things of the business and less on the mundane and less important things. So um, just taking that leap is you're going to find results. Definitely still have to put the work in, but the work that you put in is different and it yields different results. So, putting yourself in a position where you have to do every little thing, you're just going to continue to wear yourself out. But why don't you let technology work for you and leverage that in this time?
Awesome. Well, Henry, again, thank you so much. And if we have other folks watching this that may need your help, where can they get a hold of you?
Oh, sure. You can reach out to me on my Facebook business page. It's facebook.com/Melson Enterprises, or they can send me an email, melsonenterprises@gmail.com, or shoot me a text, 716-563-7362.
Awesome. So if anyone is needs some help or having any questions about anything financial services related, obviously Henry is available and willing to help you out. But Henry, thank you again for just taking a few minutes to hop on. We definitely appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thanks, Mr. Earl. Have a great one.
Awesome. And so that's the real, guys. And so today, I just wanted to kind of share with you all the real, right? So yesterday and all this week, I've been trying to focus on transparency and not just talking about the numbers, right? Because we see the leaderboards and we see how much premium people have written, but they don't tell us how much they've spent, right? They don't tell us how much time it took for them to generate those things. And as you can see with these two guys on here, they're happy, they're smiling, they've got time freedom, and they, in the back of their mind where they were doing those activities, they were like, man, I'm so thankful that I was able to find this, and I took a chance to invest into myself, to have a sustainable, predictable, and reliable process. And so my question is, man, Henry really went deep. Have you ever, been in your car and ran out of gas, or, you know, been so busy that you forgot to eat, or you've been running so many appointments that you only had a $20 bill, right? And it was between, enough gas in the car because you drove an hour to an appointment or to get lunch, because that's all the cash that you had. And, those things take a toll on you. So today, my whole point to this whole video was to just show you inside, not really about the premium, right, that you can write, tens of thousands of dollars, right? Not just how many appointments that you can get, but the benefits of having a predictable and repeatable system that allows you to have time freedom, right, and flexibility to do the things that you love. Maybe you like coaching kids basketball games, right? Maybe you like giving back to the church. Maybe you like playing golf on Fridays where you want to take off, right? Well, the challenge with producers a lot of times, if you're the sole producer for your business, if you aren't working, you aren't generating revenue. Well, these systems are in place to fire you, to replace you, right? Because you can bring on other people, but we know that if you're in the 1%, and I'm talking to the successful agents here, we know that the average person is only half as good as you at best. So you need to have processes and systems in place so that they can replace you. And so why don't we leverage technology today, right? It's 2021, and I won't beat a dead horse today, but I just wanted to show you all that 4-minute mile, right? Because we've broken that barrier. And so if you're an agent and this has resonated with you, don't lie to yourself anymore. This is the time of the year for reflection, right? We're going into the new year. What changes are you going to make? How are you going to keep your promises going in 2021 for your family and for yourself, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, right? And Jim Rohn, my digital mentor, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, who God rest his soul, said in order for things to change, you got to change. And it starts today, right? So if you guys really felt that video and it's really helpful, go ahead and book a call now. We only got a few slots left. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and show you the calendars, right? Because the proof is here, right? So let's just take a look at the real deal. Imagine waking up with a full calendar like this here, right? Full to the brim, abundance, right? Or matter of fact, let's take a look at this one. Full with appointments here, right? This is what's possible for you guys. So, take this serious. Quit playing around. You've been planning on doing these things. You really got a wake-up call once COVID hit back in March, April, and May, right? Thank God we came out of it. But what's going to happen if we come into that again? You need to have a plan B. And so that's why I'm imploring for you guys, not knocking dial day or those things, but to have another system to kind of supplement those things, right? To make you more efficient. And that's what the top 1%ers do to take their game to the next level. Because if you want to double what you're doing right now, guess what? You're going to have to double the hours that it takes. And there's only so many hours in the day. And as human beings, that's our limitation. We're our biggest bottleneck. So why not take a look at technology? Why not leverage it, right? Awesome. So with that, that concludes this portion of the video. And now for the announcement. Today, and today only, I'm hosting a live webinar on how to hit MDRT and Hall of Fame without dial day. And that link will be in the description. And we've got a ton of folks on, and we're only doing this for a small amount of agents. And the spots are booking up fast. I've been talking about it all week. And go ahead and book your spot because you do not want to miss this. This is a phenomenal opportunity. And if the messages resonated with you from these videos, the only difference between those guys that you spoke to and you is they took action. And so I implore you today to invest in yourself and to be great and make great decisions. So without further ado, I conclude this video. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you today at 6 p.m. on that masterclass. Take care.